Okay, so now we do the thing. Boom, get out of the way. We're doing the thing. Shoot something for 3 creatures you don't control, -1/-1, and give everything menace and trample. All right, it's Vex, and today we have another special commander. That's right, Mishra, claimed by Gix. That's right, our second Meld commander of Brothers War. Isn't it so exciting? I believe this is actually the stronger of the Meld pairs. Both sides are amazing, and you get to use it as a win condition. All right, let's read Mishra, claimed by Gix. Right here, 2 black, red. I have the foil version, stamped, of course. Sorry, got a little sidetracked with that. Whenever you attack, each opponent loses X life. You gain X life, where X is the number of attacking creatures, including Mishra, if you attack with Mishra. But it doesn't say whenever you attack with Mishra, it's whenever you attack in general. So just remember that. If you keep Mishra back, it still counts. And then if Mishra, claimed by Gix, and a creature named Phyrexia Dragon Engine are attacking, so they both have to be attacking, and you both own and control them, exile them and meld them into Mishra, lost to Phyrexia. It enters the battlefield tapped and attacking. 9/9. Alright, let's just read what the Phyrexia Dragon Engine does. Moving all these tokens aside. The Phyrexia Dragon Engine. Of course, I have my full stamped. Why not? Got a match. Artifact creature Phyrexia Dragon costs 3 generic. Double strike. When Phyrexia Dragon Engine enters the battlefield from your graveyard, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw 3 cards. You're like, how do I get from my graveyard to the battlefield? Well, it has Unearth, 3 red, red. So this makes it a red color identity card. You can pay 3 red, red from your graveyard. Then you put this back in the battlefield. At the end of the turn, you sack it and exile it. That's what Unearth does. And if it goes to the graveyard from anywhere, you exile this. So be very careful. If you unearth it and it dies, it gets exiled instead. And it's got double strike. So with that in mind, let's see what these two can do combined right here. Mishra, claimed by Gix. Oh, it looks amazing. I love these double-sized cards. That's what it looks like. Mishra lost to Phyrexia 9/9. And when you do meld it, it comes into play tapped and attacking, which is great. Let's read this. When Mishra lost to Phyrexia enters the battlefield or attacks, choose 3. So 3 separate ones. Target opponent discards 2 cards. That's very good. Mishra deals 3 damage to any target. Very good. Destroy target artifact or planeswalker. Very good. Creatures you control gain menace and trample until end of turn. So you could tap and attacking, give it menace to keep it alive. That's important as well. Creatures you don't control get -1/-1 until end of turn. You can kill the small things. Then create 2 tap Power Stone tokens. Wow, that is a handful of things that you could do. I've never seen a card with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 choose 3 abilities. Of course, you need essentially a full card to put them on. That's why it's the back half of Mishra lost to Phyrexia. As with my Urza deck, the main goal is to meld Mishra into Mishra lost to Phyrexia. The secondary goal is to win the game. Of course, we've built our deck here to win the game. More win conditions than Urza, but the main goal is to meld these two together. Now, the question is, how do you meld these two together? Well, this one's easy. It's only in your command zone. It's a 4 mana value card. This one's the harder one because it's in your 99 in the deck randomly in there, and you have to find it and then attack with both of them to meld. So, before we get into the deck tech, don't forget to have your tokens. This one actually requires a lot of tokens because we're making tons of tokens. We're putting them sideways. We're attacking with them. Then we're melding. We're dealing damage. We're doing all the good stuff. I have the deck list in the description below. You want to check that out. And without further ado, let's get to the deck tech. Did I mention this deck not only has 1 meld pair, it has 2 meld pair, a secret meld pair, and it actually works great with the deck too, which is really cool. We have the 2 cards, Hanwar Garrison and Hanwar Battlements. This is when it attacks, put 2 red dudes tapped and attacking, which again helps with Mishra making tokens so you could do some damage. That's pretty cool. And with Mishra's ability, the way it's worded, that these two, if you stack your triggers correctly, where Mishra's trigger happens last, and this trigger happens first, you get this as attacking creature plus the 2 humans, so you do 3 damage. So don't forget to stack your triggers correctly for that. Then here, red tap, target creature gains haste, and then 3 red, red, you get to meld them together. Now, What does the Meld pair look like? Hanawar, Withering, Township. Right there. Trample, Haste. 7/4. Whenever it attacks, you put the 2 Eldrazi creatures, 3/2 Eldrazi creatures, even bigger creatures, onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. So that's pretty cool. These 2 cards are still good on its own because this one creates creatures to deal more damage. This one gives haste, so you can meld faster, or attack and deal more damage because you give things haste. So very good cards there. All right, the first thing we have are tutors. We could have played more tutors than this, but we want, we kind of want to win the game somehow. But these tutors are quite good. So we have these tutors: Goblin Engineer, which is essentially ETBs. Search your library for an artifact card, put it into your graveyard, then shuffle. Then you can pay 1 red, sack an artifact, and return a artifact with mana value 3 or less to the battlefield. So the reason that we're able to do that, because the Phyrexia Dragon Engine has Unearth. We could play this, either use its ability next turn, or play this and unearth it right away. Now remember, when the unearthed creature leaves the battlefield, you have to exile it. Mishra's ability also exiles the Phyrexia Dragon Engine, so therefore use that replacement effect so it doesn't leave forever. However, if you Goblin Engineer, Phyrexia Dragon Engine to the graveyard, unearth it, and somebody destroys it before you get to Meld, it's gone forever. So the dream's dead. So be careful with that. Same with the Entomb, which is actually why we didn't play it, because we just played Goblin Engineer because it has the other ability to get it back. Now when it ETBs, you get to draw the cards because of ETB from the graveyard. Okay, other tutors are, we have Imperial Recruiter, right there. You can just get it, Dragon Engine to your hand. Gamble, you gamble for it. Even if you discard it because you gambled for it, it still has the Unearth ability, so it's pretty neat. If you don't have to discard because you win your gamble, then you can cast it for a regular price. You have Vampiric Tutor, Demonic Tutor, Diabolic Intent. These cheap tutors to get your Phyrexia Dragon Engine in hand. The next part, we're playing to Mishra's theme of trying to kill the opponent here, is to generate tokens, have multiple attackers. So let's read the most famous one here. Goblin, Krenko, Tin Street Kingpin, the Goblin. When it attacks, put +1/+1 counter on it, and create a number of 1/1 Goblin tokens equal to its power. So again, the way you do is you attack, you stack the ability of Mishra, will resolve last. This one resolves first, would create +1/+1 counter, 2 goblins, so you get 3 damage from Mishra and Krenko. Goblin Rab Master, Legion War Boss, Squee all have the 1/1 Goblin attack triggers, so you make more goblins each turn. We have the Loyal Apprentice and Tilanali's Summoner. I'm probably saying it wrong, but oh well. This one has haste, so it's really good with Mishra. Beginning of combat in your turn. If you control your commander, Mishra of course, create a dude that can attack with flying and haste. This one is, whenever it attacks, you pay X in red and make X 1/1 elemental tokens that died at a turn. So again, stack your triggers correctly to do max damage. Going into the theme of Mishra, we have more token generators. These aren't like tapped and attacking dudes, but can attack later. CJ and Commander, ETB, makes 3 red goblins. And we do have lots of goblin generators in this deck. Pay 1 in red, sack a goblin, deal 2 damage to any target. So that's good. I love this card, Jadar. It costs 2 mana, 1 in black. At the beginning of your end step, if you control no creatures with Decayed, you make a Decayed dude, and then, when it attacks, sack it. So it makes dudes that can just keep on attacking, killing themselves. But it's just really cool because it's a really cheap creature, only 2 mana value, and it keeps making dudes. Ophimancer makes a snake with Death Touch, 1 snake at a time. Cool. And then you have a new card that I don't see very often, Death Tyrant, 4 in the black, Menace. I love this card. Whenever an attacking creature you control or a blocking creature an opponent controls dies, make a zombie. So if any of your dudes die in combat, or any of their dudes die in combat, 2/2 zombie. Then for 5 in the black, which I've never done before, you can return it to a graveyard onto the battlefield tapped. If you have your gamble, you can technically gamble for this and discard this. So, it's good thing. But first gamble for that, then gamble for this. Anyways, Lagomas, Hand of Hatred. Oh my god, these names are getting harder and harder. 1 black-red, legendary creature. At the beginning of combat in your turn, create a dude with trample and haste. Sacrifice at the beginning of next end step. This is the cool part right here. Search your library for a card, put it in your hand, then shuffle. Activate if 5 or more creatures died this turn. So you just Send all your dudes to the red zone, die, search your library for Phyrexian Dragon Engine. I must get this. Fable the Mirror Makers, one of my favorite cards that came out last year. And it's actually extremely powerful card. It makes a goblin that makes treasures, lets you discard 2 cards, go through your deck some more, and makes Kiki Jiki, a little dude that can copy dudes. So it's really cool. It makes dudes. Then we have Tempt with Vengeance, more token makers. As you can see, the theme of the deck is fine. Phyrexian Dragon Engine. Second theme is to use Mishra. Mainly, we want to just do tons of damage with Mishra and hopefully meld and then do the final blow to the opponent. Tempt with Vengeance, X in red. Put X 1/1 elemental creature tokens with haste onto the battlefield. Then each opponent may, this is tempting them of course, put X 1/1 elemental creature tokens with haste onto the battlefield. For each of those that put X tokens, you get X tokens. I assume they're not going to do it, but just in case, you can politically talk with your neighbor and be like, hey, I'll put 10 tokens. You want to put 10 tokens? I'll put another 10 to get 20. And that's very painful with Mishra. The next set of categories is the burn category. Perforos, God of the Forge. The important part is that when another creature ETBs under your control, deal 2 damage to each opponent, so 6 damage total. You can burn your opponents out with like Tempt with Vengeance and stuff like that. We also have Carador, Doom Scourge. Let's read the bottom first. Whenever an attacking creature dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So damned if they do or damned if they don't block. The cool part is when ETBs until your next turn, creatures your opponents control attack each combat if able, and attack a player other than you if able. So essentially, they attack, get them tapped, and then give you like some breathing room to just boom, alpha strike them to death. That's pretty cool. Then you have Judith, the Scourge Diva. Other creatures you control get +1/+0, so a little buff to your attackers or any creature. Then when a non-token creature you control dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. The main part why she's there is that buff. Then there's extra combat. Right here we have Combat Celebrant, Exert, extra combat, Morag, Landfall, extra combat. Always put the land on the second main phase because it doesn't work the way you want it to on the first main phase. So second main phase there. Aggravated Assault. You can pay 3 red for extra combat. So if you have 10 mana, you can pay for twice, which is great. They have Karlach, Fury of Avernus. Fury, 4 and a red. Whenever you attack, if it's the first combat phase this turn, untap all attacking creatures. They gain first strike until end of turn. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Bam, extra combat. So, you're saying, you must be thinking, Vex, why are you concentrating on the front side of Mishra rather than the back side? Look, the back side is a self-contained package. It doesn't synergize with anything other than extra combat so you can trigger the back side over and over again. So, we're concentrating on the front side because, it's not as easy to find the Phyrexian Dragon Engine in black-red as it is in the Urza in blue-white, because with Urza, you have artifact tutors, you have card draw, you have cantrips, and you have a lot of artifact synergies. And the synergy is the artifact. Here, the theme of the deck is attacking creatures and killing the opponent and hoping to get this meld to happen. So that's where the theme of the deck comes in because, the front and back end wants you to attack. So that's why you have a lot of attacking matters and then a little bit of token matters, damage matters, killing the opponent, slow burning them to death. Now we know that Mishra or Phyrexian Dragon Engine might die. Phyrexian Dragon Engine has a natural way to get itself out of the graveyard, but might need some help sometimes. We have Reanimate, which is a safer way to get out of the graveyard. You still get to draw the 3 cards, but it doesn't exile itself when it dies, so that's cool. Malakir Rebirth can save Mishra and the Phyrexian Dragon Engine. I believe how it works with Meld is those 2 would come back individually. Tell me if I'm wrong with how Malakir Rebirth works. Anger, this is naturally good in the graveyard. So it gives everybody haste once in the graveyard, so it's good there. Phyrexian Reclamation, right here. I'm going a little out of order, but essentially this lets you pay 2 life, get things back from the graveyard. Agadeem's Awakening, again, get things back from the graveyard, and also Mold double face card along with Malakir Rebirth. So things to get your Dragon Engine back in a more safe way. Well, these things right here, not this. Another way to get the Phyrexian Dragon Engine quicker is card draw, going through your deck faster. Now, there's Professional Facebreaker and Jessica's Will. right there. This one makes treasures, so it's combat damage, treasures, pretty good. Let's actually read the card. I'm summarizing it pretty badly, but let's say when one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. So up to 3 per turn cycle. Sack a treasure, exile top card of your library, and you may play it this turn. Now, remember this. When you exile, hypothetically, if you exile Phyrexia Dragon Engine and you don't have 3 mana, you might not be able to play Phyrexia Dragon Engine. So be very careful with this maneuver here. Jessica's Will, same thing. Be very careful. Make sure you can get the 3 red, which is pretty easy with Jessica's Will, to actually cast the Dragon Engine. Okay, we have another creature from Brothers War, Gix Yawgmoth Praetor. I love this card. Gix synergizes really well with Mishra. It says when a creature deals combat damage to one of your opponents, its controller may pay 1 life. If you do, they draw a card. So if our dudes get in, they lose life, we gain life, then we can pay the life, be neutral, and draw cards. Then you have the cool part here. Discard X cards, exile top X cards of target opponent's library. You may play lands and cast spells from among cards exiled this way without paying their mana cost. That's insane. That's not the primary goal of the deck. I do have a Gix deck that is the primary goal, but that's a cool thing to do. We have Plunder Forbidden. I love this in like token creature decks. 1 black, you draw a card and you lose 1 life, but you can sack any number of creatures to copy this spell. And I love the life loss isn't that big of a deal because of the life gain there. Valakut Awakening. This is a way just to dig through your deck some more, find the Phyrexia Dragon Engine, Mold Double Face card. You have another new card from Brothers War, Hostile Negotiation. Essentially exile 3 cards in 2 piles, flip 1 up, then they pick 1 and the other one goes to the graveyard. And then you lose 3 life. So good way card draw. And even if they pick the one with Phyrexia Dragon Engine, it's got Unearth, so it's good for us. Black Market Connection. Insane. We're gaining life, so we use the life to make treasures, draw cards, make dudes, to attack some more. I love this card all around for this deck. We have Protection. We do want to protect our 2 valuable assets here with Deflecting Swat, Dolmen Gate, prevent all combat damage, attack creatures you control. We're always going to the red zone, trying to deal that damage, but sometimes our creatures are small and dirtly, so we want to make sure they live. The 2 Boots and Greaves, protect with Mishra and Phyrexia Dragon Engine. Unfortunately, when you meld, these fall off because they meld into a different creature, but it's good to protect them so you can at least attack, get the trigger off, meld them together, get the ETB trigger. Then if they destroy them on the stack, that's fine. You still get the ETB triggers. So simple Graveyard Hate. I love Dothwy Voidwalker because it's shadow, pseudo unblockable. I mean, other Dothwy Voidwalkers can block it. Soul Guide Lantern does not exile our graveyard, so it's very compatible with this. So Graveyard Hate there. The general veggie part of the deck text, the removal. We love free spells like Deadly Rollick, Deflecting Swat, so that's in the deck here. Feed the Swarm. There's very little ways to remove enchantments, so this and Chaos Warp are your best bet. Chaos Warp, removes anything. Just it's a little risky, of course, but it's statistical wise, it's good to play. Vandal Blast, I love. This is Brothers War is like an artifact set. Ever since Brothers War came out, everybody's slinging artifacts, so it's kind of crazy. This is insanely strong nowadays in this meta, where everybody's got Urza or Mishra decks. Boom. Shadow Skull Smashing, another Mold Double Face card. Toxic Deluge, Blasphemous Act are board wipes. The ramp section. The ramp is a little different in here in our Rakdos deck. We do have Dockside Distortionist, because it's Dockside, why not? Sometimes I play it, sometimes I don't. Depends on the power level of the deck. I want to add more power. Dockside's going in. We have Grim Hireling. This is based more on attacking right there. When one or more of your creatures deals combat damage to a player, create 2 treasure tokens. So up to 6 treasure tokens per cycle. Then you can sack it and then give -1/-1. So this works with Professional Facebreaker. Dockside Distortionist works with Grim Hireling, which is great. Solemn Simulacrum, very good ramp because we're not playing green. And they have the Eternal, very, very good when we're doing damage. So damage, damage-related ramp, which is good. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, add 1 red for each 1 life your opponent lost. That includes dealing damage, and that also includes Mishra's ability, so it doubles up. Excellent in this deck. We have one of my favorite cards here, Cursed Mirror. It's a mana rock, right, that can come in as a copy of anything with haste. Love it. Copy one of your Docksides or wherever your opponents have and give it haste. Even Solemn, you can send it to the red zone. Sword of the Animus, we are attacking, so we can ramp that way. We just have the basics: Arcane Signet, Rakdos Signet, Talisman, Wayfarer Bauble, and Soul Ring. Lands are pretty straightforward. We have our dual lands, our fetch lands. We do have the original Champions of Kamigawa legendary lands, Shizo and Shinka. And this is really good because target legendary creature gains Fear, which is really good with Mishra. And target legendary creature gains First Strike, which is really good with Mishra or other legendary creatures you have. We have the 2 channel lands. Then we have the, I'm not sure, Eldraine lands, I guess. This can draw cards, and this gives attacking creatures +1/+0. Usually I don't include Castle Endbrith because it could come and play tapped. However, we are attacking a lot of creatures, so a board pump is really good. You have Orborg, Pajuka Bob for Graveyard Hate. And we have some colorless lands. We have the Mirrored Landscape to ramp, Rogue's Passage to get things through. Command Beacon, because I know people want to kill our commander over and over again. Get your commander back so you can at least cast it for cheap. Then, deal damage, deal the finishing blow. Vesuva at Decimated Stage for some copying action. Westville Abbey to make dudes. And then, since you have tons of dudes that could possibly die, you make Ormodar, Profane Prince, Flying Lifelink, Indestructible Haste. I love that creature. You do have some basic lands from the Brothers' War. Or maybe, Brothers' War. Right there, basic lands. Heavier on the red because we were more red leaning. Plus, we have more black utility lands like Bajuka Bog or Borg, so more red that way. Anyways, I will shuffle this deck, and I will also include our Phyrexian Dragon Engine friend in the deck because that's where it belongs. Then we will do a little gold fishing. But before we do a little gold fishing, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be alerted for videos in the future. I have the deck list in the description below. Check that out. Check out all the other cool affiliate links. Help support the channel. That's right. All right, I'm going to shuffle this deck up, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back. Turn 1. Let's go. Remember, attacking creatures and melding Mishra. That is the goal of the game. I mean, of course, the goal is to win, too. Meld and win. I mean, if you meld, you can make 3 of those 6 things, so hopefully you win after you meld. These things are crazy. All right, let's see what we get. Mix of lands. No turn 1 play, right? A bunch of turn 2, turn 3 plays. Okay, a little ramp here. It's not the best, not the fastest ramp, but it's good, stable ramp. Let's start. Draw your card. I love drawing the card in Commander. It makes me feel amazing when first turn, when I'm the first player to go and I get to draw the card. Play our command tower. Do nothing. Pass the turn. Turn 2. Black Market Connection. All right, we drew Loyal Apprentice. However, it doesn't really do much. The turn it comes into play because you do not control your commander. What do we want to do? I guess we want to invest in the future. We're going to play a Sword of Animist. Because worst case scenario, what we can do is turn 4, we can play a Loyal Apprentice. It does have haste. And play it, and attack with it, and equip and attack right away. So we can do that. I think we want to set up our beginning with Black Market Connection. It does come with a creature. Too bad it doesn't have haste. Black Market Connection is so good. Okay, turn 3. It also helps us ramp as well. Land, sweet. We need that. So 3rd land. Oh, we didn't play this. I just put it on the battlefield to show you. I wish we did. That'd be cheating, but if we did. Black Market Connection. So we could play a dude that makes dudes or play Black Market Connection. This does a little ramping and gives you card draw, so we'll play that. We're investing in the future right now. Right? I know usually with Mishra you want to play a lot of creatures and start attacking right away, but now we got 2 ramp spells, card draw, and this makes creatures. We're investing in the future. Okay, turn 4. Playing Mishra doesn't make sense because we don't have dudes that can attack. Black Market Connection triggers the beginning of your main pre-combat main phase, so you get to draw first. These are our cards, Grim Hireling, 4 mana value, so you might be able to ramp some more with that. What we're going to do is we're going to make, do all of it. Make a dude, draw a card, and then make a treasure. So now we've ramped, made a dude, draw a card, paid 6 life, got an engineer. That could be our Phyrexian Dragon Engine right there. We're going to play land. So now we have 5 mana to work with. But I think we still want to do the thing that we wanted to do, right? We wanted to play our Loyal Apprentice here. And then it has haste. We're going to equip it with the Sword of the Animist. Make it a 3/2. we're going to attack right there. And this is our ramp for next turn. Attack. We're going to get in land. I think I have too many mountains, so swamp it is. This deck is more biased towards mountains, so there's more mountains. Oh god, where are my swamps? There's nowhere. There's less swamps, but black mana is still important. It's still useful in the deck, of course. Bam, Sword of the Animist. Deck is shuffled. Now we got this lands, this treasure, and then we can make another dude next turn. This is great. So turn 5 is the explosive turn right here. Turn 5, we're going to draw first. Krenko, that's pretty sweet. And then we're going to trigger our black market connection. So we're going to have 2 of these guys here. We're going to have 2 treasures here, and then we'll draw an extra card. Of course, full send. Because we're going to gain life back from Mishra, we could just pay 6 life again. That's been staged. It's good to land right there. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cards. Let's save this to a turn where we could play it and unearth Phyrexia Dragon Engine right away. When you unearth it, it does gain haste, so you can meld right away. I think our goal is to play Mishra. What can we do? Well, if we play Grim Hireling first, right, we still can play Mishra. We should have all the mana. So let's just play Mishra. I'm going to sack a treasure. So we're going to play both. Grim Hireling and then a Mishra. So this is the shapeshifter that can attack. Real quick. It's hard to have so many two of these tokens because these are hard to find anyways. So we're going to play that. Play this. These 2 can attack right there. And what can we do? We'll just attack with these 2 guys, right? Trigger this, then trigger this. Let's get our land first. Let's get in our, say another swamp. Just to even things out. Get a swamp right there. And remember, try to attack somebody who has, some way to get hit because you have Grim Hireling. Let's say one player has no creatures, we just attack them both to one player, which is fine. You only get 2 treasures from Grim Hireling, but it's better than nothing, right? Okay, so you do this, and then you do Mishra right there. Whenever you attack, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is the number of attacking creatures. Oh, and I forgot to lieutenant this guy. Oh, hold on. Pause. Let's find that Thopter there. Yeah, I totally forgot the Thopter. And you know what? I didn't even put it in my pile. Yes! Always remember to have your tokens. That's why you do some play testings to make sure you have all your tokens. Anyways, read this card here. If you control your commander, which you do now, finally, create a 1/1 Thopter artifact creature token flying and it gains haste. So we can also attack with this guy here. So it can make people lose 3 life. You gain 3 life. Make back the shapeshifter part of that. Then you may be able to deal evasive damage and then land damage to 2 players. So, again, read carefully Grim Hireling. When 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create 2 treasure tokens. So now we get 4 treasure tokens because we love this game. And of course, this is the treasure token. I just use it as an upside down token. Use this other one. I have tons of tokens there. Anyways, okay, now we're kosher. We can sack 1 treasure, sack 3 treasures here, -3 to something. Okay, turn 5 was great. We have 4 treasures. We could actually deploy things here. I think deploying Krenko would be really good. Makes extra little doodads. So we'll sack all these things. We'll deploy Krenko. All right, this is sweet. Now our engines are running. We've ramped twice here. We super ramped with Grim Hireling. This is why treasure is broken, as you can see here. We've gained life via Mishra to help pay for our black market connection. Everything's going good. Okay, turn 6. Let's untap our stuff here. Untap here. Untap here. We're going to put this have 2 of these dudes back here again. Untap these little doodads here. This is why board wipes are good, right? We're going to draw a card. Swamp, perfect. Black market connection again. We're, the full deal. We'll make a dude here. Then we will draw an extra card. Ooh, Fable the Mirror Breaker. Nah, we don't really care about that right now. Okay. So, what can we do? We can do a Phyrexia Dragon Engine. We can meld finally. Or we can do Carlock. Right there, whenever you attack, if it's first combat each turn. This guy doesn't even have to attack. It's whenever you attack, which is amazing. you get additional combat phase. So you can just play this, do extra attacking, but we've came here to meld. We're going to meld. We're going to play our Goblin Engineer here onto the battlefield, of course, into the Summoning Sick pile. Tap here. I mean, what else are we going to do? We're going to get our Phyrexian Dragon Engine. That is the name of the game. We are running out of room to do a lot of things here. Phyrexian Dragon Engine. There, we'll put that in our graveyard. Right here. Let's see how much we can empty our hand out before you discard it. All right, shuffle our deck up real quick. So this is our graveyard, just chilling right there. We have 3 cards in our hand. Let's see what else can we do. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Phyrexian Dragon Engine costs 5. Play a 3-drop. Let's play Goblin Rabble Master. Right there. We'll play Goblin Rabble Master with our mana right there. Okay. So now we're good to go here. Okay, this is the time. These are in our hand. These will be out of our hand soon. We're going to sack our treasure here. Put this back in our token pile. These are Summoning Sick creatures plus Black Market Connection. We are going to summon the Phyrexian Dragon Engine on ETBs from our graveyard. Discard your hand and draw 3 cards. So we'll do that. It does have haste because it's been unearthed. We'll discard our cards here. We'll draw 3 new fresh ones. So we're breaking even. Ooh, Jessica's Will, sweet. Logmoss is sweet. Okay, can't really do much with that. All right, beginning of combat. Let's do this here. We have Thop number 2 coming in. We have Krenko coming in. You know, when it attacks. Okay, so that doesn't happen yet. This happens being a combat. We're going to attack. Boom, 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 boom. Just everything. Everything attacks. Even the Dragon Engine attacks. We will do our triggers. Okay, Rabble Master makes this goblin haste. Next thing, Krenko gets counter, makes 2 of these dudes not haste. Sword of the Animus gets you a land. Let's get a Mountain here. Boom. Love the Sword of Animus. That's why I like playing basic lands sometimes. Okay. Anything else that needs a trigger? Huh. Nothing else. Okay. This will trigger. So let's read this here together. Right? Each opponent loses X life. You gain X life, where X is the number of attacking creatures. Okay, so let's count the number of attacking creatures. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 life each. So 30 damage. You gain 10. Makes up for this, right? And then if this and a creature named Phyrexian Dragon Engine are attacking, and you both control them and own them, exile them, tapped and attacking. Okay, so now we do the thing. Boom, get out of the way. We're doing the thing. Tapped and attacking. Boom, 9/9. Yes, and this does ETB. So let's actually read this. Any of these modes are deadly. Discard 2 cards, 3 damage. You can clear a blocker right there. Creatures you don't control get -1/-1 until end turn. Shrink things, kill tokens. Creatures you control gain menace and trample. That's amazing. Create 2 powers, tap Power Stone tokens. So what we're gonna do is shoot something for 3, get the blocker out of the way. Creatures you don't control, -1/-1, and give everything menace and trample. Boom. Remember, we have little dudes, so menace and trample really help out. Grim Hireling, if you separate the attacks, you can make up to 6 treasures, which is insane. So we love that. We can play more things. And this is tapped and attacking, and it's also, on top of all that, 9/9. This does count as a commander because it has the commander card, one of these cards, inside of it. So that's sweet. So this is exactly how we want to play. We want to flood the board with creatures, gain mana advantage, gain land advantage. Well, mostly gain life advantage. We're doing lots of damage with our commander. This is the cool part. It actually triggered on the front side. Mishra got the trigger on the front side and the back side, which is amazing. And if we go Hellbent, we can draw cards from our Phyrexian Dragon Engine, which is super cool. We did draw Jessica's Will, which is amazing. Right there, we still have some creatures left over to block, just in case. Then we have Goblin Welder. Goblin Engineer does nothing right now, but you know, it was there to get our Dragon Engine, which is amazing. here. Everything about this deck is amazing. Anyways, if you enjoyed this deck tech, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be alerted for new videos in the future. I have the deck list in the description below. And tell me in the comments below, what is the maximum amount of damage your Mishra has done to your opponents? I want to know, because I'm really curious. That'd be amazing to know. In this gameplay, it was 10 damage each opponent, so 30 damage total. Awesome. Black Market Connection, completely busted. Anyways, that's all I have to say about this deck. This deck's amazing. Go make your deck, go play the games, and enjoy. And as always, have a wonderful day.